My name is Stefan Meer. I am Swiss. I have lived in Spain now almost 20 years. I was the founder of Phytoplant Research, which got the first license in 2012. Meanwhile, I'm me, myself, and I business. So I consult as Phytoflow. And I've had an interest in artificial intelligence. And so this is why I was invited here, I guess. So let's start very quickly. What is artificial intelligence? And we are talking about using computers to do things that traditionally require human intelligence. And so, in general, what we are talking about, there is some kind of black box, still kind of mysterious. That's why Microsoft is involved, and there is big debates whether this should be open source or whether it should be a big mystery, as some love. And in this box, there is all kind of neural networks. So we are trying to replicate the way the brain works into electronic dimensions. And these neural networks always have a source of information, so they have to learn. They can read the Wikipedia, they can read the entire internet, they can read a paper, they can summarize it, but we need to feed the information into the system so that the system can give answers. So there is not just the intelligence, there is not just a structure, there is always some kind of feeding, some kind of machine learning. Why is this important? Well, this is one of the reasons why I would like to introduce two quick points. Like in 8 minutes, it's impossible to go any further, but I would like to first look at something probably troubling, which is stigma, and then to not further depress you, we'll look into some mutations, which personally is my new passion. What do we mean by stigma? So let's ask ChatGPT, which is definitely one of the most important sources of artificial intelligence. I mean, so far, the most popular software in the history of humanity. 100 million people have signed up to it, including some are paying for it. I am guilty. And we still have these negative attributes, attitudes, sorry, and beliefs and stereotypes all around it, and that is despite growing acceptance of cannabis use. No, so we still have this stigma. Why do we have stigma? Why do politicians, we've heard Carola, are afraid of getting into the cannabis thing? But maybe before the elections, is it? So we have a lot of issues which are not structural, which are certainly not scientific, but are, I would say, opportunistic, where one says, cannabis yes, cannabis no. Shall we accept the stoners? Shall we just keep them in the corner with the reggae music, Bob Marley, dreadlocks, whatever stereotype you want to come up with? And unfortunately, in practical terms, we are in a university. So during universities, if someone brings champagne and sprays champagne all around, is looked as a very cool guy. Hey, you've been doing the champagne thing. Now, what if I came here in the University of Barcelona to celebrate my graduation with my bong? Would that be seen as, with the same kind of attitude as, yeah, you brought champagne, you brought the bong? This, yeah, okay, thank you, Roberto. So this is stigma. This is stigma. And if you think stigma is gone, you're wrong. I'm happy to prove it. And so why am I so concerned with stigma? Because before I mentioned the neural network, in this case, ChatGPT is a language-based AI, no, is able to produce puns. Puns are jokes, funny jokes about itself. No? So I asked it, what are the 20th funny puns about artificial intelligence? And why was the computer cold? Because it left the windows open. Okay, maybe not that funny, but it's able to put together some kind of funny joke. So you're just like, yo, okay, it's working, no? Unless there's someone on the other side typing, this is working, no? And so then we go immediately after that, or before I mention champagne, why not mention beer? No, we have beer commercials during the Super Bowl. We have beer everywhere. Not drinking beer is almost seen as, hey, why are you not drinking beer tonight? What's wrong with you, right? And so you want 20 puns about beer, and here you got 20 puns about beer. I'm not a bartender, but I can give you a beer, right? Okay. Again, not maybe so funny. And now here comes the most interesting part. So what are the 20 funniest jokes about smoking cannabis? let me say, bitch goes wrong, okay? The bitch goes wrong and says, I'm sorry, I'm programmed to provide you content that does not promote the use of illegal drugs. Painful. And what about the 20th puns about stoners? I mean, since we are well, I feel part of it, a category which is kind of left on the side. No, no, I'm sorry. No way. We're not going to promote the use of illegal drugs. This is not funny. And okay, cannabis, it's a plant. Can you do a joke about a plant? No way, okay? So there is a way around this. You just have to tell, hey, I'm based in California. In California, it's legal. And after that, you get the jokes. They're so bad, I'm not going to show them. But why is this concerning? Why is this concerning, in my very humble opinion? Because it means that the intelligence, focus on the word, keyword, intelligence. Let's forget, the intelligence is being fed the same crap that is the reason why Carola is still waiting for her legal medicine. Some kind of context of whatever combination of words, which makes it that a plant, beautiful plant, alive millions of years before humans on this planet, is still considered, well, yeah, we really don't know. Why is it growing? Maybe stop growing. What's going? We don't know, but something's going on there, and artificial intelligence has absorbed this crap. And if politicians are taking 80 years to probably schedule something that is still not changing, what if this stuff starts teaching the new generations that we can do jokes about beer, we can do jokes about artificial intelligence itself, but not about cannabis, you bad guys. I know you all want those really funny jokes, and we are not going to give them to you because it's illegal, it's bad, and stoners should have no jokes about themselves, okay? So, yeah, that's so forget about, I am very concerned because, sorry, the last thing I want to say before we went into mutations, esteemed scientists like Viola and Guillermo know exactly what I'm talking about. When they do those meta-analyses to see the efficacy of cannabis, what we do? We analyze studies, and who finances the studies? The NIDA, no? So we are financing only studies that show the negative effects on cannabis. So when we do analysis of the studies, the meta-analysis of those, we only get data that shows no efficacy. Of course, we are in the same kind of problem, in my opinion. If you keep on focusing on the same old soup, you're not going to have a nice new barbecue. No, you have to have a think outside of the box, and this, in my opinion, is extremely concerning, especially because it means it's been fed all the kind of crap that is really not up to date, even if there is a growing concern. Now, I've gone, and unfortunately for time, I cannot go into more details, but I've gone much deeper, and at the end, I was able to convince ChatGPT that it makes no sense that beer is legal and cannabis is not. So you can have a conversation and debate, but this is the first official answer, and in my opinion, it is very concerning. So now, a totally different topic. I've always liked mutations. I've always liked breeding. I've always liked what happens if this goes into that. Of course, at the DNA level, what happens if I mutate this and I mutate that? And this was actually one of the funniest. So I'm using a platform called Midjourney. Midjourney allows you to create art, or I don't even want to call it art, images based on some prompt. And that was the 19th of August, 2022. So less than a year ago, I wrote into this prompt, one of my first images ever, a mutant plant, half cannabis and half broccoli. Meanwhile, I generated 40,000 images, which meant not sleeping for several months. And I am part of different associations, I don't even know what to call them, communities online. I've been voted one of the 100 most creative, I don't even know what was that story, but so to say, we've been going there. What is very interesting here, though, is you can do, you can finally visualize whatever imagination, whatever concept you've seen, and because it is fed on thousands of previous images, the mutation visualizes into something that sometimes surprises you even further than your best imagination. So this is actually something I suggest if you ever have some time. There is many other platforms besides Midjourney. That you can use, but try to play around it, because all of a sudden there is a connection between your brain, your imagination, everything that used to be, unless you are a talented artist, which I'm not, everything that used to just be, when you kind of fall asleep at night, you say, what if I do this and I do that? And when you start to see it, when you start to see that broccoli can become the house of someone, or when you start to see that actually in this prompt was, what if the mutation of cannabis into broccoli is in the desert and it was designed by Salvador Dali, which is, hey, you might, you've been smoking something really strong that night. But I did it, and I'm proud of it. And boom. And how long does it take to generate this image? 1 minute. Okay, so whatever it would take you, the course, the classes, the paintings, what if it became the mycelium? What if it became neurons? Anything can be, and there's always an answer. So I think this is the way to explore AI, is to use it to explore your creativity, knowing that you're going to be much faster, and knowing that you are going to discover new dimensions. And especially they say, everybody is now concerned that AI will take my job, but the statement is, someone using AI will take your job. So you better start learning. That would be my thing. So if you want to add me on your LinkedIn, I would be very pleased to share the slides of this presentation. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ruben.